Hey everyone, Meteorologist Tuttle here with you. It is about 10 till 10, and I'm here to talk about snow. So, if you're here and you don't want to talk about snow, I suggest you leave. Because you may not like what I have to say. Now, if you're watching from Dallas Fort Worth, my friends and family and colleagues and peeps, you're going to like what I have to say. If you live in the body of Oklahoma, you're going to be like, boo, hiss. So let's get on with it, right? But that's just temporarily, because I actually have some interesting stuff to show you down the line as well. We've got a couple of potential storm systems coming our way. So it's just refreshing everything on my end, because I got to do 1,000 things here to get 3 different live streams going at the same time. And I can see that Facebook is not playing nice on my private Facebook page for the group. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. I'm just apparently blind. Okay, so let me mute that, get that loaded. I do this so I can see your comments, by the way. Come on, there you go. That way I can read what you guys have to tell me. Now, I can't answer your questions like right now, but as soon as I'm finished, if you have some questions that I did not ask, then we're going to go into that, and then I can get you squared away. Okay, so I got all this stuff done. I'm telling you, it's a production. You have no idea. I need 3 of me. I've been saying this a lot. 3 of me. 2 of me to work, and then 1 to take vacation for the other 2. That's 3. All right, let's get on with it. Let's talk about some snow. That's what you're here for. You don't hear me rambling. Come on now. Where am I going, though? Hold on. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so here's the big deal. And I say big deal. It's not really a big deal, but it's a big deal. I mean, if you live in North Texas, and how do I know this? Is because I'm from North Texas. I'm from Dallas Fort Worth, and it hardly ever snows down there. So anytime it does, it's a big deal. I don't care if it's a flurry or if it's 10 inches of snow. Regardless, it's always a big deal. So here's a look at the model data for tonight. The rainfall, of course, is moving on in here this evening. The cold front's already pressing through. Cold air will continue to deepen overnight into daybreak hours. So this is the model for tomorrow morning. If you noticed, this is this is the bad thing about it. The rain-snow band is very narrow here across northern Texas. So there'll be some flurries up here in southern Oklahoma, probably as far north as Ardmore, here in southeast Oklahoma as well. Again, nothing in the body of Oklahoma in general, though. We're talking Rutland and Red River counties and then points southward. Now, where the substantial snow is going to occur, believe it or not, is right kind of splitting DFW in half. Kind of on the northern side, you'll get more. Southern side, you're going to get less. So that's kind of the way it's going to break down. So let's show you how much you're going to get there for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I'll give you the snowfall totals here. Now, the timing for this, by the way, roughly from about 4 o'clock in the morning to about, we'll call it 10 a.m., roughly. Okay, so for those of you folks to reference, this is Dallas County. This is Rockwall. Went to school in Rockwall, by the way. Rockwall Yellow Jackets. I hear they are awesome in football this year. Just saying. The west sky, of course, is Tarrant County. So you do see the snow is higher out west also than it is in other parts of the Metroplex. So, again, if you have any Dallas-Fort Worth buddies, give them a call. Say, hey, check out AT right now. He's streaming about you. So 2, maybe 3 inches of rain, snow out here west, Throckmorton, Abilene, something like that. But up across North Texas, there's that little sweet spot. It's a very narrow band, 20, 30 miles wide, and that's it. It's kind of feast or famine. So fingers crossed that this band lines up right here, over Dallas-Fort Worth. It could meander just a little, and it's going to affect your amounts. Now, keep in mind the ground's warm, so a lot of this will melt, but at least if it comes down heavy enough for the morning hours, you should be able to see it, and it should accumulate. And it should be pretty to look at. The roadways won't be affected. They'll be wet, but they won't be frozen, and there won't be a problem there. There should be grassy surfaces that get this kind of an action. Now, this is the European model, by the way, just to kind of give you a frame of reference. It's not the only model, of course, that shows the snow, but it's the most aggressive. And it's been, let's just say, better typically in the wintertime when it comes to this kind of stuff. As long as it doesn't get contaminated with sleet, and tomorrow it should not. It should be a rain-snow mix because the the profile of the atmosphere is right on that border of the rain-snow combination physics. So here's Tuesday morning. This is the American model, the GFS. Not nearly as bullish as the European. Still got that heavier area out west, but more southerly. And then an area northeast from Rockwall on. So it kind of splits Dallas Fort Worth in the middle, which is terrible. You don't want that one. So boo American model, right? All right, let's take a look at the NAM. And the NAM, did I just reset everything? No, I didn't. Here we go. The NAM is kind of funny because it's got most of the snow northeast of Dallas into northeastern Texas. In the southwest Arkansas. So boo on the NAM. So the NAM is not exactly a great snow model. The GFS is half and half. The European is more likely what I would go for. So my forecast is leaning toward the European. Now we can take a look at the probability of seeing about an inch of snow, a little bit more than an inch of snow. And that is about 50% here. It's in this green shading. And you can see that runs right through Dallas-Fort Worth. So the models are saying, hey, you know what? Some of you might get just a hair over an inch of snow right here in Oklahoma, right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. Now, I do want to point your attention up here to the north and west. See this guy up here? You're like, well, what's that, Aaron? That looks pretty close. That looks like Oklahoma. I see some Oklahoma colors in here too. Hang on your britches. I'm going to get to Oklahoma in a minute. Yes, we got some snow coming, in theory. But hang on. So that takes care of Dallas-Fort Worth. So again, it's going to be in the hours between 4 and 10, a wet rain and snow mix. Yes, it's a big deal because it's going to snow, but no, it's not a big deal because it's not going to affect traffic or anything like that on the negative side. Just put a lot of smile on kids' faces and adults and all that kind of stuff, right? Got it? Good. Okay. Before I get to Oklahoma weather, real quick, I want to show you. So on my website, I've got a live streaming tab in which you can talk on the YouTube channel and say howdy. So you can actually do the YouTube chat on my website if you hit the live stream tab, aarontuttle.com. And you can do it vice versa. So you can stay on the YouTube if you want, or you can come here if you want and chat with everybody. So some Chad's already asked me, what about far northern Georgia? Oh man. All right, I am doing weather for the world. Let's go south, and then this is a Facebook live stream too. So just giving you plenty of options. You don't have to watch it on Facebook. You can watch it through my weather app, which will be a shortcut to this weather site, or you can just go to my weather site as well. So just let you know, you got many options to watch this. If you don't have a weather app, it's called AT's Weather to Go. It's Apple and Google Play, and it's free. So it doesn't cost anything. There's no annoying ads that pop up anymore or anything like that. So because of you guys' generosity, I've been able to take those off with your donations. So you can become a fan subscriber through the top of this broadcast in the description. There's a bunch of different ways. Facebook fan subscription is the most popular, along with Patreon. So if you're a fan of either one of those, jump on board and join the community. All right, let's get on with Oklahoma snow, shall we? Let's see. Let's go back to this one. And let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. You guys excited? I know I am. But we're going to see how excited we should be. And I'll start with the U.S. I think I want to do a U.S. Do I want to do a U.S. view? Yeah, let's try this first. If I don't like it, I'll shrink it. And then we'll give it a chance to load here. Okay, so this, we're looking now into, I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to shrink it here in a second, but I'm going to show you the big picture. So this is Sunday, as in this Sunday. You see that blue stuff out here on the map that's coming our way? That moving in Oklahoma during the day on Sunday? Yep, that's snow. Now, this is according to the European model. It's not, again, it's far out there, so don't hang your hat on it yet. Don't bet the farm, but at least it's a good, strong signal from this particular model. It's not wishy-washy. All right, that moves through on Monday as well. So it's a slow-moving system. It's a two-parter. And then it's out of here, it moves across the northeast, and they see another nor'easter, one after another after another. And then that takes us through, let's see, what day is that? The 18th, all's quiet. So let me show you the reason for that. Of course, we'll have cold air in place because we're in a cold pattern right now. Sure, we're going to moderate sometimes, but we're going to have these upper-level disturbances come by, these little areas of vorticity that generate the precip, like the one we have right now. So here's the one that will come through on Friday, by the way, right over Oklahoma, And boy, if it was just colder, oh my goodness, we'd be so happy. But anyway, that's moving on off. That's like I said, Friday. And then here's the one on Sunday to Monday. It's not that impressive, actually. It's more of a open wave trough, very long trough, but it's deep. So we'll have some broad generic lift. So that's another way of getting some precip around here, as long as it hangs back on top of you, which is what this one is prog to do. Now, will it end up being that way? It's too hard to tell this far out, but it's just something I'll be watching. That's why I'm showing it to you, because it is something to watch. And I'll give you a close-up view, and I'll just for fun, we'll show you the snow, totals of what this thing thinks is going to be, which I'm telling you, I wouldn't get too excited, but we'll still do it. Because why not? Because we can. Just know that there's an asterisk about what I'm showing you. Okay, come on, Aaron. Let's get with the program here. Where are we going? All right, let's pick Oklahoma. So, Dallas-Fort Worth, if you're hoping for this system to come and bring you snow, it ain't going to happen. Your snow is for tonight, late tonight, early tomorrow morning. After that, you're going to have to wait a while. How long? Man, I don't know. Could be a minute. Okay, so here's that Sunday deal moving through. So again, there's a close-up view of Oklahoma. And looks like some heavy snow at times, and it's a long extended period because that trough hangs back a bit. Let's take a look at the snow totals. Again, this is just for fun, kiddies. Don't get too crazy. And it's got a couple of bands there. 1, 2, 3 inches of snow, maybe 4 out in the panhandle of Texas. So something to look forward to. Fingers crossed, because again, I like snow. So there you go. Okay, now let's move on to another model. This is the German model, Icon model, and it's got the same storm system. This is for Sunday afternoon, but look at where the bulk of it is. It's in Kansas. Prior other models have had it into Kansas, so this European shift south is the first time that's happened. That's happened today. So I need to see that trend continue to have more confidence that this system will shove south. Otherwise, this model kind of skirts northern Oklahoma with the snow, but it's got most of it right here across the midsection of the country for Nebraska and Kansas. Boo. Now, I don't want to say boo because I'm sure you folks in Kansas do love some snow on occasion. So you're going to get better shot at seeing it than we are with this type of a pattern. But regardless, that's the Icon. Now, we're going to go way out. Let's go to Christmas. So these little upper level disturbances, that's the colors you see on the map coming by one after another. So these are the ones that help produce the precip. The question is, underneath at the surface, are we cold enough for snow, or is it just be cold rain? So we talked about that, how we're kind of in a mixed bag right now. As we head into, what is this, 16th? So that's the Sunday, Monday. So even it has enough lift coming through, but kind of a sheer trough axis. Again, that worries me, but depending on how it's placed, it could be good for us. We'll see. Let's see. Let's move on through. Then here comes the next one. What day is that? That's on the 19th and 20th. That moves on by. I got another. So it's a very active storm pattern. You see, every few days we got something coming by. Now here's a big one. That's Sunday, the 22nd. That moves on by, and then it gets quiet according to long-range models. So, but it also puts a big fat ridge up here, and what that typically does is it drives cold air around it into the central part of the country in the northeast. So that could indicate a pretty big cool down coming up later on around Christmas and afterwards. But let's take a look at, that was the upper levels atmosphere with disturbances. Let's take a look at what it looks like when you transfer that into precipitation, and then we'll see what kind we have to deal with. All right, so let's see, moving on in. Let's see. So there's one that just misses us. You see how it kind of forms just east of Oklahoma? Now this is the one coming up for this weekend, Sunday, Monday. See, it has most of the energy just kind of get going and then just shoves east of us. So, but this is the American model. And American and the European, they fight every year. And I can tell you 9 times out of 10, the European will whoop the American every time. In the wintertime especially. Okay, so here's Monday, a little bit of nothing. So it does have a little something as a consolidation prize. Let's move on in. There's another huge storm kind of wrapping up on the 19th, but again, it's mostly east of us. Oh, it is a timing thing. Plus, there's not a lot of cold air with it, looks like, at this point in time, so it's all rain, so green is. The blue is the snow. And then as we head on into the 22nd, ooh, another storm system. Look at this one. This one starts to wrap up. Again, most of it's east of us, but look what happens in the back end. You see that blue stuff? That is snow for Sunday the 22nd, just a few days before Christmas. So that jives with what I need to talk English. That jives with what I was talking about a few days ago or a week ago. I can't remember. Watching that chaos unfold across the Rockies and seeing something, coming together with the front and everything in here for that Sunday. So fingers crossed that signal remains and continues. After that, look at it. It just goes nothing. So as we head into actual Christmas, this is December 25th. You see this across the country? Bone dry. So, great for travel. Not so great for snowmen. Not so great for happy kids. But like I said, things can change. But I want to kind of give you a sneak peek of what's happening down the road so you can get an idea of what to expect. Hopefully that was helpful and you liked it. Let's go on to your questions real quick. Head on over to my patrons first. See if you guys had any questions for me. Da-da-da. Oh, you know what, Kim? We do need some Christmas music. I need to change that. Jiraiya, Big Papa Pump is back. Dude, he was my favorite wrestler on WWE. Seriously. Big Bad. I'm not even going to say some of the stuff he used to say. But it's hilarious. Okay. Enough of that. On down the road here. Oh, Jennifer. You can get me on YouTube. Hit up the notifications. By the way, for having problems getting notified from Facebook when I go live, it's late or not at all, go to my YouTube page. It's YouTube/Aaron Tuttle, okay, for Oklahoma, and hit the bell to get notified. YouTube does a better job at notifying you than Facebook does, but they all play this game, and you're going to know what game is this. All right, I'm going to tell you. So here's the game. I need you to listen to me. By the way, you see I fixed my yellow hands. It was lighting and Chiron and everything else. They're still a little off, but they're not like jaundice like they were. I'm still tweaking the lighting. Lighting, by the way, on TV sets is a pain. It is the biggest pain that they're always trying to tweak. Okay, so the notifications real quick. This goes back to your psyche. This goes back to your brain. This goes back to your dopamine release, goes back to your addiction, all that kind of stuff. Well, what happens is the algorithms, whenever you want to get notified, like say for example, somebody likes a picture or post you made, and you get that feeling of, oh, somebody liked it. Well, the problem is if you get notified every time there's a like, over a period of time, you no longer go, ooh, somebody liked it. And so your interest in that product drops, and you start to become immune to it. So the smarties in social media world have geared all their products this way. It's probably going to get worse, but it's probably worse with Facebook, is they save them for you. They cluster them, and they give them to you, and they hold back. And they'll send a few at a time. So it's this repetitive, but in a non-cyclical or predictive fashion. So you can't train your brain to wait for it, to look for it, or it's coming. It's just going to be random. But when you get that huge rush of likes and notifications, whatever, you're like, oh, I'm paying attention to it. I got something. I got to go see what it is. Whereas if you were to get it every minute of every day, you'd tune out. So that's the reason why you're not getting notified when I go live all the time, or be notified at the right time. I finally find this out, by the way. I did not know this until a lot time has passed, because I can be getting frustrated that you guys weren't getting the notifications. So there you go. Well, my shirt's a little see-through. I guess I got to work on my Chiron. Well, I'm wearing a gray shirt, and for whatever reason, gray and green don't go together. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you. And that's that's why you sign up on multiple platforms and get notified on each of those. That way you're bound to get notified, is what I'm trying to tell you, one or the other. Because they can't all work in unison as far as, holding stuff back. The more you know. Alright. Oh boy. Jody's schooling somebody. Somebody over there is complaining over there. Dave wants to know, what year did you graduate from Rockwall? I graduated from 1992. So it's been a few years. And yeah, I see your comment there. Jody, I don't know what you're doing, but go for it. Get these people in line for me. I need a moderator. You're my moderator. But yeah, if you lost your badge, by the way, Christy, it's because I haven't been as active as I normally am because it was the summertime and things got really quiet. But now that I'm more active and the more you interact and the more you type something, you'll get your badge back. So that's the Facebook badge for just being someone who likes and follows someone. If you want the supporter badge, it's different. That's a Facebook fan subscription, and then you'll get a supporter badge on that. So there's two different types of badges you can have. And you'll know that some people will have, two badges. Someone will have a top fan and then the supporter. So it's possible to have two, and who knows, they might even have three at some point. But that's what I know so far. By the way, Jody, I went shopping at Walmart tonight, and the wind chill was brutal, and I couldn't even tolerate it. And if that's us here, I wouldn't want to have minus 30 every day in the winter up there. Forget that. You can keep it. All right. I believe it was it, my friends. I scanned through. A lot of you were kind of having some discussions with yourself and stuff, but nothing crazy. Did I see storms rain on radar for 1221 along I-35 from Oklahoma to DFW, driving to the airport at 4 a.m.? Jessica, oh my gosh. Listen, I appreciate the fact that you think I'm accurate, and I like to think that I am as well. However, there are limits to the science and to my accuracy. And I can guarantee you that for me to tell you it's going to rain on you at 4 a.m. in the morning on 1221 along I-35 between Oklahoma and DFW, I would have to be the almighty, and I am nowhere close to that. So unfortunately, I can't give you that answer. And don't believe an answer you get now from anyone either. You're going to have to wait till you're probably about a week out, and then the 4 a.m. thing is still going to be in question. But once you get within, we'll say 72 hours out, then your timing of the window of rain is a little bit better doable. So just trying to give you a little dose of reality versus fantasy. I could tell you what you want to hear right now, but it's not what you need, and I don't want to lie to you. But it's a good question, and maybe one day we'll get that good. It's not going to be my lifetime, though. I'm going to be in the grave by then. But we're making some pretty good advances in science, so it's kind of neat to see how quickly things are moving. Marcy wants to know when our snow is coming. Well, hopefully, Marcy, on Sunday, and Monday, according to the European, which I'm a fan of this time of the year. But it's a new trend, and I have to see the other models to kind of come around to it. And I got to see it staying consistent, and then my confidence will go up. And I got to look at the ensemble members, which means when you take a model and you push it in many different directions, you see how many of it kind of stays clustered. It's like a bell curve. You want all of them to stay within that main peak of the bell curve. You don't want to have a bunch of outliers. So as long as we can get them clustered in there with the output of the precipitation in the form of snow, we're good to go. So that was about it. So appreciate it. If you have any friends or family you want to let them know, share this, tag them, either tag them or hit the share button and then tag them in the share so they can watch this video. I go right into Dallas-Fort Worth within the first few minutes that I'm on. We don't waste a lot of time, and then that way they can get their forecast update. All right, I'm out of here. You guys have a great night. I appreciate you watching. We'll do more of these, as I said, when the weather gets more and more interesting. All right, take care. Bye.